Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Crockett Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. Hey, every night, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, you know who I am. I'm the 5-star general. Last night at the Oscars, my man Will Smith slapped the cowboy out of Chris Rock. And tonight we're going to have a conversation about it. Let's get to it, man. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in to your boy. You know, without you good people, I wouldn't have a show. And I want to tell you, I'm very, very grateful that you take the time out to tune in and hang out with me, man. I'm really grateful that you take the time to tune in. What I want you to do right now is I want you to share this video to all your groups, all your people. Push the share button on this video. We're finna have a spirited conversation about what happened at the Oscars last night. But before we get into that, I want to show you something. Hold on a second, y'all. Let's go over here. I want to show you something that you need to see. I want to show you something. You know, I go out my way to represent teachers and students to the best of my ability, and that's something that's really going on in the Houston Independent School District. You guys just bear with me. I'm trying to get the page loaded so I can show you these pictures. I want to show you some pictures real quick. Let's make sure I got them. Okay. Bear with me for just a second. We're going to get this thing rolling. Okay. Make sure I got these pictures. Here we go. Okay. It's coming. Bear with me. There we go. I got what I need. We got a serious racial problem in the Houston Independent School District. It's gotten to a point where it's a little bit too much. You know, a few months back, you saw the baseball coach at Bel Air High School who had some issues with a black kid that was playing on the team and wouldn't play the kid because of his hair. He had long, the Afro style hair. And I had the opportunity to meet his mom at the last school board meeting. And, the things that this child has had to go through, he had to transfer school. So undoubtedly, they did not deal with the problem at Bel Air High School. Well, this past weekend, there was a baseball game between Bel Air High School and Westbury High School. My good friend Mike Moe, that owns the Stuffed Baked Potato Factory, he is a proud alumnus of Westbury High School, and he's appalled right now because during the course of the game, the Bel Air coach allowed his players to make monkey sounds, to call kids the N-word. And when approached after the game about why this was being allowed to go on, and it was so bad that the umpires had to stop the game and tell them that they had to stop this. Well, first of all, the game should have been called. The game should have been stopped. It should have been called. So after the game, parents approached this coach, and the coach said, well, it wasn't him calling them the N-word. It was the players, but you control the team. So that coach, assistant coaches, and all that. Well, right now, that coach is under investigation by the Houston Independent School District. And because you have allowed him to stay there, then I'm going to escalate things. I'm going to escalate it. So tomorrow, whether I got help or not, I will be in front of Bel Air High School in the morning with the bullhorn, with the coach's uniform. Because I think that you don't know what color uniform, you don't think I know what color uniform you wear. But I'm going to bring your uniform for you. But over the course of the weekend, we were able to find some things. Let me show you the coach on his last vacation last summer. You know I come with those receipts. You know I do. So let's look right here. Let's share this screen. Okay. Let's share this screen. Do you see these pictures? Let's make them a little bit bigger. This is the coach and some kids. I guess they were at the beach or whatever. Last summer, the coach of Bel Air High School riding around on a four-wheeler with Confederate flags. Now, I don't know if anybody thinks that we are going to sit back. Well, I can't speak for we. That I'm going to sit back and allow this man to teach one more day in the Houston Independent School District or coach one more game in the Houston Independent School District. You got to be out your rabbit ass mind. Since this is what you portray, since this is what you portray, and this is the culture that has been going on for years and years at Bel Air High School, especially with that baseball program, you won't be there very long. So if I'm a one-man protesting crew in the morning, I will be at Bel Air High School because enough is enough. Enough is enough. Arnetta Murray asked, is this the coach? Yes, ma'am. HISD knows it. They've allowed him to continue to be at the school. I don't give a damn what nobody from Bel Air has to say. But you will not treat our children like that. So I'm going to say this. All of the ones that are going to get upset because he's going to get removed. God don't make niggas. We know who made them. But if you're looking for some funk, you about to get it. This is what educators do in their spare time and allow their team to call black children the N-word. So what I would recommend, and this is what we think is fair, that every coach on that team should be terminated. The team should be suspended for the rest of the year. No playoffs, no nothing. And especially the head coach fired immediately. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. So that's where I'm going to be in the morning, Bel Air High School. Even if I got to go by myself, I don't care because I'm going to do what I do. And I'm serious with this. So I wonder, since you called our children niggas, I wonder what your nigger superintendent got to say about it. I'm just calling a spade a spade. I wonder what he got to say about it. Because the hair situation happened under you, Mr. House. This happened under you. so professional standards or whoever. No, we're not putting up with it no more. Well, I tell you what, man, last night it was a firestorm at the Oscars. We know what happened. The whole world knows what happened. And the thing is, matter of fact, I don't want to say what happened. Let me show you what happened. If you missed it, let me show you what happened. Let's go in here. Let's open it up. Okay. Let's share the screen. Let's share the screen. Hold on a second. I got to make sure. Let me do this again. I got to make sure everything's right. Let's share the screen. Okay, we got the audio on. There we go. Want to make sure you can hear. Okay, here we go.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? that was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
ウィル・スミスにやられました。
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke.
G.I. Jane のジョークだったんで。
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was a greatest night in the history of television.
Richard Williams was a fierce defender of his family. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you. I want to apologize to the Academy. I want to apologize to all my fellow nominees. Thank you. Hope the Academy invites me back. Thank you.
That was the slap heard around the world. The slap heard around the world. And all day long, it's been debates back and forth about, was Will wrong? Was he justified in slapping the cowboy out of Chris Rock? Does he owe Chris an apology? Did he make black people look bad? Well, tonight we're going to have a very, very intimate conversation about several subjects. And for me, I have my own way of thinking. And tonight I want to dive into this from a different way. I want to dive into this. Let's get into, was Will justified in what he did, which is slap Chris? Well, first of all, if you understand how a person either hosts these big shows or either they are giving out awards, they're reading a teleprompter. So Chris didn't write that joke. Chris was reading the teleprompter. So Was the joke in good taste, knowing that Jada has an illness? And, people like, well, Will was laughing at first until he looked at his wife and saw that she was hurt. In 2016, Will and Jada boycotted the Oscars. And Chris made jokes. They made jokes. Whoever wrote those jokes made jokes for Chris to read from the teleprompter in 2016. And like Kenitra Walker says, he dragged Jada and Will for boycotting the Oscars. He dragged them. Now, we all know what happened with the red table discussion and August Alsina. We know what the entanglement thing was, But now the question is was Will justified in what he did? Now, I want to talk to all of the women. Every day, Black men get a lot of flack about not protecting y'all. And a lot of people like Shannon Sharp, hold on, Shannon. Hold on a second, homie. I watch celebrities and stars, and I watch how they move and how they operate and all of that. LeBron James loves his wife. And I'm pretty sure that if you disrespect his wife, he gonna make you smell his cologne. Some people don't play, but Black women in general want, or they say that they desire, for men to protect them. This man who's been married to this woman through thick and thin, having money, not having money. She got with him at one of his lowest points. He had went flat broke after parents just don't understand, multi-platinum, and Will ended up going broke. He had to file bankruptcy. So Jada took him at his lowest point. I don't give a damn what they went through. When you disrespect a man's wife, his mate, he's supposed to stand up for you. Now, I'm looking at all these comments from Black women all day long. They're saying this and that and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I get it. You don't see, the problem with it is, to me, is that you've never had a real man. You don't know that some of us are wired a little bit differently. Some of us are actually wired a little bit differently. And some of us don't play the game. We just don't. Some of us don't play the game. You don't get to disrespect some men's mates. Now, Will was laughing, but when he looked at his wife, that changed the whole scenario. I had an issue one time with an ex-wife, and while we were married, people were disrespecting her on Facebook and, just dragging her for no reason. And I'm trying to be the peacemaker. Why don't y'all leave her alone? This is a true story. Why don't y'all leave her alone? And they were like, man, the hell with you, blah, 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 blah. So one night we go to the club. Normally I pull in and I park. But that night I backed in case I had to get out of there real fast. And as I was driving up to pull into the lot, I saw the people that had been bothering her. They were sitting on a wall, because you can sit on that wall at Dreams. And she said, why are you backing in? Come on, I got something I got to do. So I come into you got to go through that first little gated, that gate, that area right there at the front. And I walked in, and they were to my left. And the owner of the club grew up with him. He saw me. He knew I had something on my mind. And Fletch turned around and he went in his club. And the people that was on the wall, I said, I need to holler at y'all. My wife looked at me, go on in the club and get you whatever you want to drink. I got this. I got this. They told me, we don't want to talk to you. I reached behind my back. Clack, clack. You want to have a conversation now? I said, man, let me tell you something. You can disrespect me all day long, but you ain't gonna disrespect her. Monroe my ass right now. The owner of the club walked out. He saw what was going on. He turned around. He went back in his club. And we had a real live conversation that night. See, because I don't play about my mate at all. And I'm going to be honest, I wish it was a Tuesday that Will did it on it and not a Sunday. I wish it was a Tuesday. Because Chris Rock, he should have treated you like a special from Popeyes. He should have two-pieced you. Because you overstepped your boundaries. Richard Pryor, one of the greatest comics of all time. He had so much dysfunction in his own family. He didn't have to come outside of his family to tell a good joke. But to give Chris credit, he didn't write that joke. But you could have passed it by. But see, you wanted to do that. And if Will hadn't have got up, you'd have kept going. You would have kept going. So do I feel that Will Smith was justified in what he did? You damn right. And any man out there that can tell me differently, you a punk and your wife need to divorce you. Because you ain't gonna stand up for her. Oh, there was a better way to handle it. What way it is? Because my mama say, wherever you clown me at, that's where I'm supposed to deal with you at. So you clowned her in front of millions of people, and then you got the cowboy shit slapped at you in front of millions of people. I think that's an even trade-off. I think that's an even trade-off. Because some of you men that are out here saying there's a better way to handle it, you a punk and you know it. And baby, I'm going to tell you something. If you with him, he going to let somebody steal your purse. He going to let somebody feel on you. He going to let them do whatever they want to you because it ain't the time to deal with that. It's the time to deal with it, homie. And I applaud Will Smith for standing up for his wife. He didn't stand up for his side piece. He didn't stand up, you know, if that would have been his daughter, I think he would have did the same thing. You want us to defend you. But when one man does it in front of millions of people, a lot of y'all want to ridicule him. So if you want to be treated like a hoe, let us know. If you want to get spit on or whatever they do to you, let us know. Because some of us are not wired to accept disrespect. Some of us are not wired to accept disrespect. See, because there's a rule in relationships. It's a rule that I made for my mate, that nobody can put up with us like me. And nobody can put up with my like her. But whatever we go through, whether it's entanglements or whatever, that's our business. But you don't get the right to disrespect her. And if you ever get out of line with me and mine, we're going to have that conversation right there. I would rather you beat me down than for me to be a punk and talk about it ain't the right time to address it. No, it was the right time to address it. He brought it to the floor. My man got up and did what he needed to do. Now, the other side of that is, oh, well, he didn't do nothing to August. You ain't a player. Some of y'all act like y'all done dated a lot of women. A couple of y'all done dated a lot of men. See, because a real player don't check August, you check your wife. Let's get that straight, man. You don't check the one that she cheated with, you check her. Because the last time I looked and I noticed and I researched it, August didn't rape Jada. Jada gave it to him. This is the lifestyle that they live. And the only thing that was what it was that August violated is he went public with it. He got in his feelings with it. And see, my daddy used to teach me something, man. He say, man, if that girl got that killer, y'all know some of y'all got that killer. You can't be laying up with her like that every day, man. She gonna mess your mind up. See, Jada put it on August's mind, so August went out there and got the blurting out things. August went out there and got the blurting out things. But for somebody to say that Will should have checked August, you ain't the player you claim to be. Because you don't, can I say it the way it need to be said? You don't check the player, you check your hoe. Let's keep it 100. You don't check your player, you don't check the player, you check your hoe. That's real. And that's why I'm telling y'all, whether you're men or women, some of y'all are dating children that clearly don't get the dynamics. See, a man needs to be a provider and a protector. If you got a problem with Will Smith being a protector, then maybe you don't need to date black men. Stop asking us to stand up for you. Stop asking us to go to war for you. You see what I'm saying? Well, if Seinfeld would have been on stage, would he have hit Seinfeld? No, because they would have never gave that joke to him. They knew who to give the joke to. A damn fool that was gonna read it straight off that teleprompter. And because he did it, he got what he was looking for. It doesn't matter, JoJo. Listen to what I'm saying. First of all, JoJo Dancer is she's the beautiful lady that was in my video when I was running for school board. Former client, went to war for her daughter. Joe, you could be somewhere and somebody disrespect you. I'm ready to go to war. It ain't got to be about being in physical danger. It can be about them just disrespecting you. See, because a man gonna be a man 24/7. A punk gonna be a punk 24/7. Now, y'all out there that's married, you girls out there, you ladies, you know your husband a damn fool. Stop acting like what Will did was wrong, because you know your husband is a damn fool, and I can tell by the way some of y'all get loose on Facebook and your husband get the checking folk. Some of y'all husband can't even take the heat from Facebook, let alone if somebody drug you like that. Comic or not, there is a line that you should not cross. Now, me, I've been sick. And you got a guy out there named Hypocritical that likes to put up memes with my face on it, with a colostomy bag, because I wear one. That's a very personal situation to me. See, I didn't do anything. I didn't get shot to wear this bag. I was just eating like a normal person. Didn't know that corn didn't dissolve in my system. It sat in pockets in my colon. I didn't know, because I love Snicker bars, that peanuts didn't dissolve in my system, that they sat in pockets in my colon. So to save my life, they had to cut a portion of my colon out, and I have to wear this bag for a certain amount of time. But this dude constantly put these pictures out on me. Well, I know for a fact you ain't on my side of town, I ain't on your side of town. But as soon as we can run into each other, Ain't gonna be no talking. Gonna be some furniture moving. And you want to know why? Because when somebody's sick, that's a very personal subject. It's not for you to make a joke out of it. You know what I had to go through to readjust my life? Just so I could be normal and be around y'all, and then somebody want to post a picture of me with what they call a shit bag? Gonna be some furniture moving, partner. See, even though Will may have thought it was funny in the beginning, when he hit the punchline, Jada knew it wasn't funny. And she knew what he was doing. But he the crash dummy. He could have passed that joke up and went to the next joke. So y'all out there, I want to read some of these comments from y'all out there. Let's go back a little bit. We're going to go back. We're going to read some of these comments. We're going to start with Terry Hayes. I agree with Will. You disrespect my wife, I'm beating your ass. Chris is lucky it wasn't me because I would have went to jail last night. You can all you want about me. You can say all you want about me, but don't disrespect my wife in public. That's from Terry Hayes. Kristen Martin. Honestly, do you care what happens in Hollywood? They make millions of dollars and just create drama that gets them ratings. Just my opinion. Ari Rashid says it's a Hollywood ritual. Arnetta Murray, yes, the slap heard around the world. Al said that both Will and Chris made an apology to each other. December Baby said good evening to me. Abrivia Miller, everybody's saying should give him a pass because Will was laughing and where his energy with August Alsina was blah, blah, blah. I say good for Will sticking up for his wife. Arnetta Murray says Will did issue an apology, and she said Chris issued an apology as well. Jay Will said you never know what people are going through. Exactly. Kenitra Walker, he apologized to him. He shouldn't have. Arnetta Murray asked, was Will justified? Will was laughing at the joke. I want to stop right there. I want to focus in and I want to beam in on that. You know how many jokes I laugh at on a daily basis that ain't funny at all? When you're in a certain environment, you got to give them that laugh for that joke. But when he looked over and saw his wife, who wasn't laughing, it wasn't funny, he had to be a man at that point. And contrary to popular opinion, if Steve Harvey had been on stage, I don't take nothing away from Steve, Centric or none of them. But they ain't bigger than love. See, when you love somebody unconditionally, you ready to go to war. And Will was ready to go to war last night. And I don't think I'm going to be honest with you, I don't see Steve or Cedric or anybody like that. You know, Eddie Griffin even doing that to somebody's wife. Especially somebody they know. No, I don't see that. I don't see that. They're not that tasteless. Eric McCrae says this subject should make us look at how much we think of each other. Tiffany Mock, that's what I said. Jay Will said Chris is a puppet. Curtis Chavez, it seems that the Academy is talking about consequences for Will's actions. Seems this situation is not over. Let's stop right there. Do you think Will Smith give a damn? Let me get something straight with y'all. Will gets $20 million per movie. The movie he won the Oscar for was done with his production company, him and Jada's production company. They produce their own stuff. Do you really think that Hollywood gives a damn as long as this man can keep sending movies to sending these pictures to theaters and they making $300-400 million? No. See, black people, we worried about the wrong things. We're worried about the wrong things. He made us look bad. He didn't make me look bad. He just look I wasn't there. Because it probably would have been worse if I was there. It probably would have been worse if some of your husbands were there and it happened to you. So really an open hand slap. This is what I got from it. One of the worst things is two things that you can do to a man that will irk him for the rest of his life. One, you can spit on him. That's the worst thing you can do to anybody is spit on. And then two, to a man, is slap him, bitch slap him. He could have closed his fist and hit him, but he slapped him. Because to me, that was a way of letting him know that since you want to play with me, I'm going to treat you like a little bitch. And he slapped him like one. So I get it with some of these things. Thunder say I'm conflicted about it. He had to defend his wife. If it was another man being reckless at the mouth in front of him and his wife, but he was doing his job and he was a professional and continued his job. If that's what you want to believe. So let me ask you a question. Is this my program? Is this show my program? If this my program, how would all you women feel if I go to war on you right now? I'm doing my job, am I not? Sometimes we can overstep our boundaries. And last night, Chris Rock overstepped his boundaries. Kenitra Walker. In 2016, Chris dragged Will and Jada for boycotting the Oscars. Annette Murray says her daughter has the same, disease that Jada has. Trucker MT says, "What's good, 5-star? No, Will was wrong." That's your opinion. I just know that all you guys out there that saying Will was wrong, what would you do if somebody disrespected your wife? I want to hear from the fellas now. What would you do if somebody disrespected your wife? See, because what you didn't know is Chris was only a presenter. Chris was not going to even stay after he presented the award. So you're sitting down and you're going to let this go. Chris goes backstage, comes off, gives the award, goes backstage, and he out the back door. So how you solve it? How do you solve it? Ari says, "We know who runs entertainment, so-called chosen people." Look, man, I get what you're saying, brother. But right now, let me tell you something, man. That man disrespected that man's wife. This ain't got nothing to do with who run Hollywood. And for everybody that feel it was scripted, if that's what you feel, but the Academy is supposed to do something that will. This is the same rap artist that won the very first Grammy for a rap album. Parents just don't understand. They would not give him his award on live TV at all. They wasn't going to film it, nothing. He refused to go because they would not give him his award on live TV. And he said something so profound that night. He said, "They can keep that Grammy. I'd rather have a Soul Train Music Award any day of the week." See, you can stop him from getting the awards, but you ain't going to stop him from getting that money. See, that's what people don't realize. They've created their own outlet. So it's too many people making money for people to shut down the money train. Thunder say if he did retaliate, then it would really look bad that two black men were acting up. So I say Chris Rock did the right thing, and he was even more he was even man enough not to press charges. He didn't press the charges because he knew he was wrong. He got out of his lane. He knew what he did was wrong. That's why he didn't press them charges. Let's just tell the truth. And if he did press the charges, 6 months probation. Y'all thought Will was gonna go to jail for 40 years for that? 6 month probation or some anger management classes. And then all of a sudden everybody, well, Will, mental health is real. Ain't nothing wrong with Will's mental health. See, when you get tired of playing games, that's what happens. When you get tired of playing the games that some people play, you just explode, and that's what happens. So let's keep going. April Spicer Brown say that was a nervous laugh. Barbara Brooks, Will Smith was most definitely in his right to protect his wife. What Chris did was totally disrespectful. When you have had a man in your life who will protect you and you will go to the end of the earth for you, you have experienced a real man. Will remembered he is from Philly. So this is what I'm talking about. All these people talking about if so-and-so had been on stage and blah, 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 blah. Man, Will is from West Philly, man. Will ain't come from nothing with no silver spoon in his mouth. Will from the slums. You think this boy don't know how to get out? And he ain't no little bitty dude either. So it is what it is. You know, Chris Rock, you still looking like Pookie. He got too much weight for you, homie. Niecy White. Will ain't that type of dude, though. Ari said I wouldn't have laughed. Arnetta says, yet I wish Will would have dealt with it off camera. Kanisha Walker says, my husband is a man. He will protect my feelings from everybody. From our kids to our moms, I always come first. That's a husband. Arnetta Murray says she hollered with the clack clack. Sam Smith said, what's up, brother? Barbara Brooks, you are correct. Jada boycotted the Oscars in 2016. The Oscars were behind the disrespect of Chris Rock's comments. They didn't mention Spike Lee protested the Oscars as well. I remember when Spike protested. Abrevia Miller, I agree, should have two-pieced his ass with a side. Jay Will, I can't disrespect a man's wife or his family. That's point blank, period. Thunder is 100 across the board. Arnetta Murray didn't think about that. Demetri K said facts last night. Paper best rock. No questions. No questions. Jay Will, yep, I agree. Demetri K, big facts. Terry Hayes, I agree with Will. If you disrespect my wife, then you get the business. No questions asked. You can say what you want to say about me, but disrespect my wife and you get in the business. Say, man, that's old school, bruh. Man, look, you think your pawpaw was gonna sit there and let somebody disrespect your momo? No, they old school. That ain't how that work, baby. That ain't how that work. Douglas Dwayne Jones. That's an even trade off to me. Doug A.K. Fresh. Ari, Chris Rock has never been on code, and on code, brother. He is one of the dress-wearing entertainers. Kanisha Walker. Most of these men talking about Will was wrong, didn't even know how to change a tie. They called AAA. Abrevia Miller, those type of men are POSs. Demetri K, come on. Ari, I'm surprised you think this was real, Monroe. It was real. Let me go say this one last time. I've been in entertainment since 1992. I got my ways of finding out what I need to find out. It was real. If y'all don't believe it was real, so be it. Michelle Galloway, yes, sir, absolutely. Al Jackson, Brother Malcolm said, the black woman is the most unprotected, disrespected, and neglected. Kenitra Walker, I want to feel protected by my spouse. Jay Will, a man's job is to protect his wife and his family. Douglas Dwayne Jones, our business isn't show business. Barbara Brooks, Gail King, drag wheel. I'm so sick of that woman. Anthony Thompson, I totally agree, brother. Niecy White, so why didn't he get down with Tupac, slap the shit out of him years ago? You would have to ask him, but he got on last night. You know, he got on last night. And all this about Pac and, you know, Pac would have did this here. Well, Pac was over there getting fucked at death row. Don't think Pac was over there running death row. Once again, I've been in the music industry a long, long time. Matter of fact, the guy that did the intro on my second album was in the death row camp. He was in the death row camp. So all this by Pac, and now Pac was over there eating cheese too. Kenitra Walker, I don't need a spouse. On some, I'm going to talk to him later. I'll never respect that kind of man. Arnetta Murray says, now you're right. Deal with the wife regarding the affair. No questions. You ain't never supposed to check who your mate cheated with. You check your mate. Because even if that person wanted to do it, your mate wasn't supposed to do it. So check your mate. Iris say, why does Jada put all that business out in the streets? April Spicer, right. Will was doing his thing too. They have an open marriage. Why fight the man? I mean, if you're a punk, you're going to go after the man. Why you can't go up in your house and deal with your wife? That's who you need to go deal with. JoJo said Jada was not in any physical danger. Kenitra Walker, those are the kinds of folks that want to drag the side piece all over the internet and beg their spouse not to leave them. Thunder say a man does three things. 1, provide. 2, protect. And 3, produce. April Spicer, August wasn't a secret. So why would Will need to fight him? That would be a punk move. And I totally agree with you. It wasn't like he didn't know what was going on. He knew. He knew. Kenitra Walker, we acting like we don't know what we want. We want to be protected, but we want to choose who's protected. April Spicer, a damn fool. JoJo said, Will could not handle being ribbed one more time about his wife's indiscretions. He lost control and overreacted. He was not justified. He was fed up and he's lost it. But he didn't lose it over her indiscretions. He lost it because he did the G.I. Jane joke. That's not her indiscretions. Brenda Limbrick, watching from Cypress, Texas. Thunder said diverticulitis. Hold on a second, man. Mike said, Will went into bankruptcy in 1990 before he married Jada. Ain't that what I said? His wife, Cherie, and he and Jada didn't get married until 97. As far as defending Jada, it was the wrong place, period. No, it wasn't, Mike. No, it wasn't. Now, anybody that know me, I ain't never been a garden tool. Dudes have tried and become pedestals to stand on, so I don't agree with you at all. You don't have to. If anybody disrespect my mate, I'm busting them right there. I'm not waiting to go to church. I'm not now. We finna come to Jesus right there. You don't get to disrespect me. And that's real. I'm sorry, but no. If some of y'all want to do that, that's your business. You let that disrespect start and you don't do nothing about it and start giving checkups from the neck up, you're going to get disrespected every time you leave your house. You're going to get disrespected every time you leave your house. JoJo said Demi Moore cheated on her husband Bruce Willis with a much younger Ashton Kutcher. Jada, Will, August, the boldness was secondary. They grown. If that's how they get down, that's how they get down. It ain't my thing, but you know that was worked for them. DJ Charisma said, I'm 24, and my future husband better protect me like Will did Jada. See, let me tell you what's wrong with some of my sisters nowadays. And yeah, I'm going to step on your toes. I got to step on them. You know I got to step on them. Chivalry is not dead. Y'all feel me? Ain't nothing wrong with a man buying you flowers. When he buys you flowers, y'all call him a sucker. When he take you out to eat, you call him a trick. When he don't protect you, you call him a coward. But as soon as somebody show up and do that, they do everything that a man is supposed to do. Some women cannot make the adjustment because you've been playing with your dildo for too long. You've been single for too long. And some of y'all go out with your husband. You let folks disrespect you. And before you know it, you fighting for your husband. Yeah, y'all married to some of these punks. I'm just telling you the truth. Some of y'all married to some of these punks, man. And I'm just telling you what it is, bro. Hold on. Some of y'all don't get it because you've been laying up not with your husband, but you've been caressing your dildo for far too long. And you've gotten immune to how a man should actually be a man. So don't worry about your son being a man because you punking him out at a young age too. This is why these young boys don't know nothing. Now y'all got the dildo, you got the little flower, you got all this here. And I'm telling you what it is, man. Let a man be a man. And if he want to slap the taste out somebody's mouth for disrespecting you, you shouldn't open your mouth and say nothing. Let him be a man. Erica Chapman say you got to check a man. You got to check a man or a woman on the spot when being disrespectful. And you best believe, Erica, my checker is bisexual. I don't play the game. So if you come to disrespect mine, you already know what it's going to be. You already know. Don't think you get no pass here. Because it ain't happening. Oh, this man, you shouldn't do this right now, man. Yeah, I should. Because if I don't do it right now, I'm less than a man. And that's the way I feel. A woman wants to go out and feel protected. Women, let them protect you. Some of y'all, your son is more man than the man you lay up next to. Your son is a man when your husband is a boy. Tell the truth. Your son is a man when your husband is a boy. And some of y'all just don't get it. You just don't get it, baby. But for me, kudos to Will Smith, man. Kudos to Will Smith. And if he apologized, that's his business. If he didn't apologize, that's his business. I don't think he owed nobody an apology. Why don't y'all do something with whoever wrote the joke? You know it wasn't in good taste. Why don't they do something with that person? But once again, Chris could have stepped over that joke. He could have missed that joke, but he chose to do it. And the only thing I can tell him is what I tell everybody on a daily basis. It's consequences for your actions, big homie. It's a reason I'm the best in the business, man. Every night, when I can now, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You know who I am, man. Get on the phone and call them and tell them the great one is in the building. You know me. I'm the 5-star general. Old 5-star and went from standing on street corners, begging for band uniforms, and Saturday night I take the stage with Mike Lindell and the Attorney General of the state of Texas. Keep thinking I'm playing with this politics thing. Until tomorrow, I'll holler at you.